All right, taking off an easy one here. So a phrase is okay. So I'm gonna do valid palindrome, 125. All right. I've solved this one before, but I'm essentially just gonna go through it again because I've been pretty busy this weekend. So just gonna try it again. I haven't solved it in a while, I think though. All right, so a phrase is a palindrome if, after converting all uppercase letters to lowercase letters and removing all non-alphanumeric characters, it reads the same forward and backwards. Alphanumeric characters, including letters and numbers. Okay, cool. And then only ASCII printable characters. Cool. So I don't even think we need to remove it. So given it's true if it is a palindrome, false otherwise. So is a palindrome. So we want to return true if it is a palindrome, right? Is my mic on? My mic is on. Okay. So here it is. Oh yeah. So we would probably just want to remove. Oh yeah. So we do gotta kind of remove some of this stuff here. Remove all alphanumeric, or just kind of ignore it, and then do whatever we gotta do. Is a palindrome. Yeah, so this is definitely like I would say potentially like a two-pointer technique. This is definitely a two-pointer technique, and reason being is because right, if it is a palindrome, then as we're kind of going through each one of these, from the ends of each one, right, they need a match. So A, M, M, A, N, and so on and so forth. And so and if there isn't a match, if this is the letter C and this is the letter B or something like that, right? Then we wouldn't have a palindrome. And we can go towards all the way until we reach the middle with each of the pointers. And if each of the pointers reach the middle, then that means we've successfully said, hey, this is a palindrome, and we return true. And so we'll try to be looking for like oops, I did not mean to do that, my bad. We're trying to look for a false technique. So two pointer method, and we are breaking early if a key doesn't match. Now we need to be careful here. So essentially we need to remove all non-alphanumeric characters. So at the end of the day, it's kind of cool here because they give us a little explanation, but at the end of the day, it's kind of needs to be something like this, and this is a valid palindrome. So we need to remove, if it is an alphanumeric character, essentially, so spaces, commas, colons, things like that, and lowercase everything also at the same time. And so, yeah, let's just start kind of going at this. So we know we're gonna start at the ends of things, and so we're going to need a left pointer, which can be set to 0, and a right pointer, which can be set to the length of the string -1. And so this is where we kind of start off with. And I'll show you a technique to not need to iterate either twice or not really need to um some people might actually think, fix your input first and then go ahead and start kind of doing the pointer, but you can actually just do it by skipping them, right? And also to lowering them at the time of iterating, I guess, if you will. So we're going to do something like this. You know while right while left is less than right, we want to do something, and that something is um, if both, you know, both left and right indexes at a certain string are both alphanumeric characters, then we plan on, checking them. If they're not, then we want to skip whichever isn't an alphanumeric character. So, for example, I'll give you an example here. If out, and then I'm going to search this up really quick. Python um, is alpha. Oh, there it is. So is alphanumeric is a function called that. And so we can simply just pass in. Let me see if I'm going to use this interface right here. Got it. So I think this is built into the string. So I'm wondering if I go. So both if s at l and s at r dot is alphanumeric, right? So if both of them are alphanumeric, then we want to do something, and then that something will is check if they're. I'm gonna actually do it right now. So if they're equal, right? Or I guess actually inverse of that, if they're not equal. So if they're not equal, right? And then we also needed to lower them. Python to lower case, right? Same thing, lower, right? So we need to check if s at l lower is equal to s at r lower. And I guess again, inverse, if they're not equal to each other, then we want to return false, right? That means it did not pass. Else, and I guess, we could even do something like this. If it's not an alphanumeric number, then we plan to move it. So we can do inverse and we can just actually do this, statement last. And maybe even do something like this if I'm totally being honest with you. Sorry, like optimizing as we go. L if. So if s at l dot, I can just grab this here, is alphanumeric. So if not alphanumeric, right, we're gonna go ahead and skip it, and that is increasing the pointer, right? So L plus equals 1. L if not s at r dot alphanumeric, we're going to decrease r, right? And then L if they don't equal each other, then return. If we've gone through the entire or I'm sorry, we've each pointer has gone into the middle or so on, like whatever. I think it is actually going to have to reach at the middle. um it depends on the string, kind of, I guess. But then we can return true, right? It's good. It was fine. And so we can try to run this and see if we get a error here or anything. So we go ahead and run that. Whoa, did I get like a, oh, time limit exceeded? And that's probably because um so we increase if they're not, right? But once we compare, we also need to increase. And so I'm sorry. Whoa. My bad. Else we just increase both, right? So L plus 1 and then R minus equals 1, right? So let's go ahead and do that. So that was my mistake. It was needed that else there. So that looks good. And we can do a quick optimization here before we end the video. Yeah, that's fine. So one last thing we could do here is also, well, actually, no, I'm so sorry. I'm thinking of a way different problem. But I was thinking of something to optimize here to break early if we would know for a fact. I guess you might be able to know because it can have. I was able to say if it was like some sort of like it has to be some sort of like odd number, I guess. But even an even number could do it. But I was trying to make something with like commas or anything like that could actually mess up the number count. But okay, yeah, this is it here. Hope this was somewhat informative. Yeah, thanks, guys.